The economy of the United States. The economy of the United States is the largest and most important in the world. Currently, the country is having the 8th highest per capita GDP. The U.S. economy is also robust in technological advancements and represents almost 20% of the global output. The sectors which highly dominate the U.S. economy are technology, financial services, healthcare, etc. The COVID-19 cases may lead the economy to slip a bit, but the officials still believe it may recover during the third quarter of the year. History of the U.S. economy. However, the golden period of the U.S. economy begins after the end of World War II. That period boosted economic activities and provided more production to the middle class. From 1940 to 1970, the GDP rose at a rate of nearly 4%. By the end of 1970, the U.S. economy showed structural change due to increased industrial and manufacturing services. Nevertheless, the growth of the economy began to slow down after several years of the extraordinary rise due to the fall of the Bretton Woods system, or the 1973 oil crisis, which increased the global competition. Since the growth of the economy was stagnant, 1970 was referred to as stagflation. During the 1980s, new technologies were emerging, giving rise to productive IT companies. These companies offer jobs to a large number of people. From 1993 to 2001, the economy of the U.S. showed a long and sustained growth due to an increase in employment and consumer demand. The U.S. economy again collapsed seriously during the Great Recession period from December 2007 to June 2009. It then came to its original peak by 2011, decreasing the unemployment rate by September 2015. The incoming of COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 made the economic growth to fall again. It affects the U.S. economy severely, and it is described as far worse than the Great Recession. Trade structure. The United States stands second in exporting goods and services worldwide, but is the #1 leading importer. This trade deficit is due to dependence on foreign oil. The country imports too much oil from different parts of the world to fulfill its energy requirements and specific domestic demands. However, the deficit gap is now reducing due to the production of domestic oil in the country. The United States is an integral part of the international trade system and can benefit a lot in reduced trade barriers and free trade agreements. Certain facts of the U.S. economy. GDP calculates everything in the United States, whether a U.S. national, company, or a foreigner. The government collects funds through income taxes. They spend in mostly 3 things: Social Security benefits, military spending, and healthcare. The U.S. military spending is around $934 billion, covering the period from October 2020 to September 2021. The country has many wings that support its defense system. The debt of the country is over $26 trillion, which is more than its economic output. When the debt to GDP ratio is above 77%, the country enters a danger zone in terms of economy. And during the financial crisis of 2008, this ratio was increased above 77%, marking some severe issues for the country. Transportation and energy. Road transports play an essential role in affecting the economy of the U.S. The country is glorified to have the highest rate of per capita vehicle ownership in the world. There are 765 vehicles for every 1,000 citizens. Almost 31 million people use intercity rail travel to avoid low population density in some areas. In terms of airways, the 3 largest airlines are U.S.-based. American Airlines became #1 when U.S. Airways purchased it in 2013. Amongst 30 busiest passenger airports, 12 are located in the United States. The U.S. ranks second in terms of energy consuming. The country had imported about 2,808 million barrels of crude oil in 2013. According to the Wall Street Journal reports, it can continue till 2020. The US economy suffered a major setback in March 2020 due to the spread of coronavirus and the shutdown of the country. The negative impact on the trading of several goods and services caused the GDP to decline at a 4.8% rate. By June 2020, the government had stopped all the international flights. According to the New York Times reports, on 10th June, the budget deficit grew up to $1.88 trillion for the first time.